And we reflect on the career that you've had and or continue to have, I guess. And what would you say has been the biggest turning point in your career, if you can think of one?
In my golf career,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's, I think, I had a year in 2012 where I probably had the biggest slump of my life, but also the best year of my life in that year, all in the 1 year. So the first sort of 6-7 months of the year, I couldn't have been playing worse. Things going downhill, just bad. So I remember sort of playing a 4-round pro-am and just sort of shooting 25 over for the 4 rounds or whatever. There's no cut, which I wish there was a cut.
Yeah.
But, and then I sort of hit rock bottom, and I was chatting to my mental coach, and I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I can't, because when you go in golf sport, or when you're going bad, you never think you're going to go good again. Mm-hmm. But when you're going really well, you never think you're going to go bad. So we sat down, had a coffee, and he said, we need to get a plan together to for your mental game. So we're going to do these steps. And it was just a daily improvement. So today we're going to do these things. We're going to do some affirmations. We're going to do this and that. So, and we wrote it out like a gym program sort of thing. So, yep. And this was what I did every day. I did, 100 affirmations in the mirror. I did this. So just to build my mental, my belief structures back. And then that year was the year with the first year of the Perth International came through. That was a big deal for the Aussie Tour. So that was a European event at Lake Karrinyup, co-sanctioned. So I remember the week before I went to, I started to sort of play quite well in a few pro-ams with this mental work and practice. And I won a pro-am at Ballina, I remember. Thought that was pretty good, 7 under. That was the first good round I've shot for a while. And I was just feeling good about my game. And then I went to China and played an event on that One Asia Tour, and I think I finished top 10. I finished 8th, and that was a big deal. That was like 35,000 US I won. And I hadn't made a cent for, that whole year, and I was just pumped about that.
That is. What do the winners get if you finish first?
The winner got 180.
180.
So it was $1 million event. So that was a bit of a buzz. And then the next week was the Perth International. So I flew, a lot of travel, China to Perth. And then, just played really well in that event and finished 11th. I double bogeyed the 18th hole in the last round. It cost me about 50 grand. So still not over that. But I finished 11th in a big European Tour event, which was huge. That made me another good check. And all of a sudden I went from having the worst year of my life to I put all these mental structures in place. And then, all of a sudden I'm going really well. I'm top 10 on the money list. And then I think I finished top 20 in the Aussie Open that year as well. So ended up finishing the year really well, which was a big turning point at the time. But and then that was right around the time where being able to take your family from having, or it was my wife and I at the time, from being flat broke to being pretty financially secure in about 3 months was quite satisfying.
Yeah.
And that was a cool year. But that was one of those things. Like sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to be able to reset and then go again. So
in 2012, the first 6 months, you said obviously it was hard. Was that more form than anything in terms of? Yeah, it's just, you have, it goes in waves, any sport. But I can only speak of golf because that's all I did. But sometimes you just don't play well. Sometimes you do. You have to wrap your head around it. You have to try and get through the hard times. And as you mature and get better, those hard times hypothetically should be less time and less severe. But that year, I don't know, I was struggling with a lot of things off the course, and then my form was down, and then you just start spiraling downhill. And you keep playing as well. As what I was saying to you, like I probably had to have a month off and just stop and reset. But there's other elements. Couldn't afford it at the time to do that, but you just keep playing and keep getting worse and worse. So but it's just, that's part of it, I guess. So then that's where golf's hard, because there's nowhere to hide. Like if you're having a bad year in playing AFL, you might get put back to the twos for a couple of weeks, get your confidence back, and then you can come back. So it's but you've got people around you to help you out. But in golf sometimes, and then when you start going bad, media,
less people talk to you and stuff as well.
And then
But no, I never had that. My family and support team were great my whole time. But